Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24 as our trek to the beginning of the season continues today as the 10-7 Athletics face the 9-7 New York Mets. The A's playing good ball thus far. We have our first true test of the season, you could say, against a good Mets squad. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. As Ken Waldichuk will get the start for the A's today, making his third start of the season. He's been pretty solid thus far. And he'll start off against the rookie James Kingman, who at just 18 years old has made his major league debut. And he begins the day with a single into left field. And Kingman is a very speedy outfielder, so you got to watch out for him. Two batters later, Brandon Nimmo at the plate, and he's going to ground out. Should have been a double play, but instead Golf will just get the one, as Edman reached base as well. And we'll take a look at the Mets lineup. Next up, we'll see Francisco Alvarez, followed by Francisco Lindor. Lamont Wade at first, replacing Pete Alonso. Luis Angel Acuna at DH. Alberto Rodriguez in right, and then Colin Hawk at second base, making his season debut. Here's Francisco Alvarez, the all-star from last year, who rips it over to Noda, but a good glove by Noda will record out number 2. That'll bring up Francisco Lindor with an 0-2, and he swings at a pitch in the dirt, and Waldichuk does a good job getting out of the jam. On the mound for the Mets will be Kodai Senga's off to a good start, arguably his best start since he signed with the team back in 2023. Senga's been a little disappointing in his Mets tenure, looking to turn that around here in 2027, and well, today he gets it started by striking out Soderstrom on the forkball. One of the few pitchers who throws a forkball. This year's Ruiz up next, and he's going to perfectly time this one up the middle. Esteury Ruiz has been hitting well to begin the season as a one-out single. Going to bring up Ryan Noda up next. First pitch, he laces this one to right. It will be caught by Rodriguez as Ruiz treats back to first. And we'll take a look at this Athletics lineup. Like I've said, they've gotten off to a nice start at 10-7. As we've seen the first 4. Next, we'll see Britt Rooker in right, followed by Zach Geloff back in the lineup. He's over his minor injury. Robbie Martin, Logan Davidson, Sammy Siani, who's had a great week, and Nick Allen getting the start at third base today as Jacob Wilson gets the day off. Here's Rooker now, first pitch to him, and it's actually a steal attempt. Mets ready for it, but a bad throw, and Ruiz steals the bag anyway. So now runner in scoring position. Brent Rooker, as he later in the at-bat pops up a 2-0 fastball. And it's an easy play at first for Lamont Wade, and we're scoreless through 1. Good top 2. Speaking of Wade, he leads off the second inning, and he's going to hit this one up the middle, which will get through for a single, and the former Texas Ranger reaches first base. Signed to be the replacement for Pete Alonso as he's on board, and here comes Acuna, who rips this one into the gap, and it's off the wall. Wade on his horse will round third, and it's going to be an RBI double for Luis Angel Acuna, and the Mets are on the board first. It's 1-0. That'll bring up Alberto Rodriguez with an 0-1, and he crushes this one deep to right. Ruiz is going to give chase, but Rooker knew it. This one way out of here. A 2-run blast by Alberto Rodriguez, the former Seattle Mariner, with his third home run of the season. Goes 447 into right center field, and just like that, the Mets have taken a 3-0 lead. We'll go into the bottom of the second now with the A's at the plate, and Davidson will 2 down. Will answer with a solo shot. It's not a 2-run bomb. It's not going to cut the lead fully out, but it'll do something as the Athletics are on the board. Second home run of the season for the switch-hitting shortstop, who's had a good start to his campaign as well. The former Clemson Tiger gets it back to a 3-1 deficit. Kyle Muller will come in relief into the 6th inning as it'll be a shorter performance for Waldichuk. The lefty graces the mound as he'll start off against Francisco Lindor. And, well, Muller will start the first batter walking on 4 pitches. So not the best start for Kyle Muller. Lamont Wade up next gets plunked on the inside, I guess, tricep. So wild start for Muller as he lets the first 2 on, but he at least strikes out Luis Angel Acuna for out number 1. Going to bring up Rodriguez with a 2-run homer earlier, and he's going to add an RBI here. Singles into center. Lindor will score. It's now 4-1 Mets as Muller not off to the best start today. How about Colin Hawk, who with a 1-2 will hit this one into right field. Rooker will give chase. He'll get underneath it, and they will not test his arm. This is just going to be an F9 for Colin Hawk. Top of the lineup now, James Kingman at the dish, and he will fly out to Geloff. So the Mets get one, though, in the 6th. We'll go bottom 6 now. Senga still on the mound for the Metropolitans as Ruiz starts off. He gets a fork ball down the middle, but maybe a little underneath it and early as he flies out to left. Ryan Noda now 0 for 2 on the day, and he's going to strike out on the fork ball. And Senga doing well at his 9th K of the day as that brings up Brent Rooker, who leads the American League right now in strikeouts. What a shocker. And that will continue as he strikes out on the fork ball. And Senga 6 strong innings thus far with 10 Ks. And that'll do it for him. Phil Bickford will get the 7th, making his 5th appearance in the season, as yet to allow an earned run, despite righties hitting pretty well against him. Here's a righty and Zach Geloff to begin, and he's going to strike out as well. Can't connect on the 94 heater. The Mets pitchers having their will on the Athletics lineup. Here's another one. Robbie Martin can't hold back in time. That's 12 total Ks for the Mets. Davidson now up next, who's been one of our bright spots in the offense, and he pops up a fastball, which will be an easy out for Bickford. Zach Jackson then gets into the 8th inning. Has not been the best start for him through 10 appearances, as he has a 4.82 ERA. One down for Lamont Wade, who hits this one well into right center. Rooker's going to give chase, and it's going to run out of room. Lamont Wade goes yard off Zach Jackson. It is now a 5-1 lead for the Mets, as it's Wade's 3rd home run of the season. A lot was made of the Pete Alonso trade in the offseason. The Mets felt comfortable with Lamont Wade replacing him. And, well, that's what they hope to see. Next batter, Luis Angel Acuna hits this one well to center. Ruiz is going to range back, but he should have enough space, and he does for the 2nd out. That'll bring up Alberto Rodriguez 2 for 3 day with 3 RBIs, and, well, he at least grounds out the Davidson. The Mets tack on one more. A.J. Minter will take the 8th, the 2024 NL Reliever of the Year and former Atlanta Brave, who has not had a good 2027. He'll start off with Sammy Ciani, who pulls a cutter into right field. It's got some carry, and it's gone. And Sammy Ciani goes deep. He has done a very good job at hitting the long ball recently. We saw him hit the game winner against Chicago last week, his 4th homer of the season. He's making the most of these opportunities. As he helps the Athletics get one back, it's now 5-2. Next batter will be Nick Allen at 3rd base today, and he hits this one over to 2nd, where it will be fielded for out number 1. Top of the lineup now, Tyler Soderstrom 0 for 3 on the day, make it 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Don't like the call, but it's a K regardless. So now 2 down for Ruiz, and he gets underneath the fastball, and A.J. Minter will then get through the inning. But at least the A's get it back to within 3. As we'll go into the top of the 9th, Ryan Thompson on in relief, 13.50 ERA through 2 2/3 innings. As he'll be tasked with getting a couple of outs here. Starting off with Kingman, the 4th-round pick last year at Pleasant Grove High School, as he grounds out. And that's a hard throw to make against the speedy Kingman. Good job, Davidson. Tommy Edman up next, riding an 8-game hitting streak, and unfortunately that will end as he laces it right to Davidson. As we go into the 9th now, Edwin Diaz comes out in relief, the 2-time Reliever of the Year and 5-time All-Star, one of the best closers in the business. Trying to go a perfect 4 for 4 to begin his season. His first batter, Ryan Noda, will pop it up into center field. Easy play for Kingman for out number 1. Brent Rooker now up next, 2-2 pitch to him, and he swings at a slider in the dirt. And just like that, the game will come down to Zach Geloff. 2-2 pitch, and he will strike out on the low slider. They say he went around, and that'll do it. The Mets win game 1 of this 3-game set by a final score of 5-2. As we met our match today, and Kodai Senga is having a good start to his season. The Mets, one of the best teams in the NL East currently, and we just couldn't live up to the occasion. 2 runs, 4 hits for the A's, 5 runs, 8 hits for the Mets. Senga, your winner. Waldachuk gets the loss. Diaz gets his 4th save of the season. And I'm assuming player of the game will go to Alberto Rodriguez. No, it's going to go to Senga. Struck out 10 in 6 innings to get the job done. Go later into the series now. Game 2, we do win 3-0 as J.P. Sears went 6 no-earned ball. Good to see him have a good season after a rough 2026 as he ERA is at 2.25. And then game 3, we do lose 7-0. So then we get blanked in the next one. Robbie Francisco, not a good outing. 4 earned and 4 1/3. And Medina didn't do much better. 3 earned in an inning and a third. Helps us get the loss. We're going to make one roster move after this one. It's going to be a rookie. I think Clark Elliott, 26-year-old, has been doing pretty solid in AAA, and I want to give him a shot at the majors. Rooker's been struggling with strikeouts for quite some time, so we're going to see what we have in Clark Elliott. So we're going to call the rookie up to make his debut, and we're going to send down Richie Veach back to AAA as we get ready for the next series, which is in Miami against the 3-15 Miami Marlins, the worst team in baseball. A good chance, a good team for Clark Elliott to make his debut against. I'm excited to see what the 26-year-old from Illinois can do, and he'll have a chance today against the Miami Marlins at Lone Depot Park. As we'll start off, though, with Edward Cabrera on the mound for the Marlins. It has been an abysmal start to this season. 3 starts, 0-3 record, 8.71 ERA, 10 1/3 innings, 2.52 WHIP. He's never lived up to the potential. Career 5.11 ERA. But he does start today by striking out Tyler Soderstrom. I'll bring up Esteury Ruiz up next, who also strikeouts on a changeup. I don't think he went around. They say he did, so nice start for Cabrera. Then he strikes out Noda, so the strikeouts continue for the A's. A 1-2-3 inning for Cabrera. On the mound for the A's, we are Ace Mick Abel making his 5th start. It's been a pretty solid season for him. ERA's at 3.86. Whip's only a 1.03, though. He just has to keep the ball in the ballpark. As the former Pittsburgh Pirate and 2-time Gold Glover Tyro Estrada will lead off for the Marlins lineup. And with the 2-0 pitch, he's going to hit this one down the third base line and fair. And it's going to be a leadoff single for the Miami Marlins. Up next will be the shortstop, Jacob Amaya, full count pitch, and he strikes out looking at the high heat. That'll be out number 1. Anthony Santander up next, 377 start, but that's not going to help him with this swing and a miss on the inside fastball. Quick 2 down for Abel, brings up Teoscar Hernandez, who'll pop this one to right center, and Miami will not get anything in the first inning either, as their offense continues to be a struggle spot for them. We'll go into the top of the second now. Zach Geloff leading off with a 176 average, but at least he draws a walk to begin his day. So he takes first base. Robbie Martin up next, gets jammed on a change, but bloops it into right. Geloff will extend and go to third, and just like that, the A's have runners on the corners with nobody down. Good piece of hitting for Martin as it brings up Logan Davidson hitting 278. Full count pitch, and he slaps this one into left field, and that's going to be an RBI. Davidson hits it to the corner. Robbie Martin also going to be waved home. And the throw, there will not be one. It's a 2 RBI double for Logan Davidson. And the Athletics on the board first. Still nobody out. Sammy Ciani rips this one into left, but it's right at Hernandez for out number 1. In the 8 hole today will be Jacob Wilson back in the lineup hitting 323 as he skies a changeup into center field. It will be caught by Bader, and Davidson thought about tagging, but he doesn't, which means they're going to bring it to 2 down with a runner on second for the first at-bats in the career of Clark Elliott. Here he is. The lefty steps into the batter's box, faces a righty today. A good chance for him to get off to a hot start, but he strikes out looking on a fastball. Maybe got the rookie call there. A's, though, lead 2-0 as we go bottom 2 now with Tucupita Marcano leading off for the Marlins, and he grounds out to short to begin. Hunter Renfroe up next, a former St. Louis Cardinal, hasn't had the best week. He chops this one over to Davidson as well, and Logan Davidson with an active inning will record the first 2 outs. How about Yanni Hernandez? 2-2, looks at strike 3, and it's a nice start for Abel as he gets through the first 2 scoreless. Go top 4 now, Geloff back at the dish, and he draws a walk again, his second walk of the day. Then I'll bring up Robbie Martin, who singled in his last at-bat to get the inning going. 2-2 pitch here, and he's going to single again down the third base line. This is not a repeat of the second inning. You're not watching it again. This is just the exact same start. A walk and a singles, got runners on the corners with nobody down for Logan Davidson. Can he deliver again? You bet he can. Singles up the middle, and it's going to be 3-0 Athletics with Davidson responsible for all 3 RBIs thus far today. Still nobody out. Sammy Ciani up next, 1-2, and he gets plunked. So bases loaded, nobody down. Jacob Wilson at the plate, but he strikes out swinging a big K for Cabrera. But unfortunately, that's going to be his last pitch. He's pulled from this one, and they're going to bring in Max Meyer, who before this season had only made 2 career starts back in 2022. He's doing a good job in his tenure here. He's got Clark Elliott, though, to begin. A big spot for the rookie, and he's going to pop a slider into left. Hernandez will range over. He'll make the play, but Martin will tag, and the first RBI in the career of Clark Elliott is here as it's 4-0 Athletics. Nice sacrifice fly from the rookie. Still runners on the corners for Soderstrom, who strikes out. And Soderstrom has not had a good week. But it's 4-0 Athletics as we'll go bottom 7. Mick Abel still on the mound, and he has been dealing. Outside of the leadoff single from Estrada, not a single base hit given up by Mick Abel today. He gets Santander to ground out. Teoscar Hernandez, he strikes out as well, and is quickly 2 down for Abel, his 7th K of the day. And I'll bring up Tucapita Marcano, the former Chicago White Sox. 0 for 2, 0-2 pitch, and he pops this one up. Abel's going to go 7 scoreless, giving up only 1 hit and striking out 7. What a day for Mick Abel. Paul Wheat, the former Chicago White Sox reliever, comes in relief for the Marlins. It has not been the best start for him, as he is with a 14.54 ERA. We'll try to get some runs off of him, but Martin will start off the inning by striking out looking. I'll bring up Logan Davidson, who's had a great day today, but this time just pops it up into right center. That'll be out number 2, as it'll bring up in the 7 hole Sammy Ciani. 1-2 pitch, curveball, hits it well despite being outside the zone, but Hernandez will make the track down, and Wheat will go to 1-2-3 8. As we'll go into the bottom of the 8th now, Zach Jackson with a 4-run lead, looking to just keep that cushion and get some more work into this one. He'll start off with Hunter Renfroe, and he strikes him out on the slider. Beautiful pitch on the 0-2 from Jackson. Yanni Hernandez up next, chopper up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. And with that, the Marlins have doubled their hit total today. Jackson gets up his first hit of the evening. Harrison Bader up next with a 1-0, chops it over to short, and what a play by Davidson. He turns 2. Davidson flashing the defense as well. What a play by the shortstop. As we'll go into the bottom of the 8th now, top of the 9th, as Ryan Weathers will take the mound for the Marlins. He's been their best reliever thus far. He hasn't given up an earned run, but Wilson's looking to change that into left, but it quickly dies out for Hernandez. Clark Elliott, 1 for 2 day, singled in his last at-bat, strikes out here, and well, 1 for 3 with an RBI is a good day for Clark Elliott. 2 down now for Soderstrom, who golfs this one to left, and that's a much-needed base hit for the 2-time All-Star, who's been very quiet this week. Esteury Ruiz trying to keep the inning going here into right, but that should be an easy play by Santander. As we go up 4-0 into the 9th, Jackson will stay into the game, and well, he would get through the 9th no problem. The A's win this one 4-0, giving up only 2 hits all day to the Miami Marlins. What a pitching performance by Abel and even Zach Jackson in relief to get the victory. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Athletics. A great start to this 3-game series. And even Clark Elliott with a solid debut, 1 for 3 with an RBI, is a good start to his career. Abel gets player of the game, no surprise, 1 hit in 7 innings will get you that, while also striking out 7. And we only walked 1, so there were only 3 batters all day for the Marlins. Now they do win game 2 though, 3-1. Sammy Ciani had a good day, going 2 for 4 with an RBI double. But Teoscar Hernandez's 2 home runs for the Marlins just proved to be enough. On Saturday, the highlight game was the Red Sox going to Arizona and winning 13-4. The Diamondbacks have built themselves one of the best teams in the league. That's a good win for the Red Sox, putting up 13 on a talented Arizona squad. Get a trade around the league as well. Braves Rockies trade a pair of prospects. Jordan Beck going to Atlanta. A.J. Smith-Shaver to Colorado. And then we win game 3, 4-2. Clark Elliott in his next game goes 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. So a solid start, solid series for him against Miami. But then we get one more trade around the league, and this one's bigger. The Red Sox have acquired Chris Bryant from the Rockies for Vinny Cabrera. Now, that's not a lot to give up for Bryant, but this is not the same Chris Bryant you know. Somehow, Colorado has gotten out of this contract, and the Red Sox have taken it on. Interesting move for Boston. We'll see if it pays off, as that'll bring us to the end of this episode. We've reached the day off, so I think it's a good time to take our first look at the minors. We'll head down to AA and AAA and take a look at some of our minor league prospects, and I have to give you a little bit of a preview. We have some good prospects this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop that like, you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.